Today we're testing TikTok's most satisfying food hacks. Some of them seem a little bit too good to be true, and if they really are gaslighting us, I'm sending them straight to the graveyard. But the ones that are actually good will be kept around for a final showdown later this year. But we're gonna start strong with this grape fruit roll-up tanghulu. He said we're taking tanghulu to the next level as if it's not already good enough, but he basically takes a grape, wraps it in a fruit roll-up. I'm gonna cut it into small squares. These fruit roll-ups are kind of sticky, but let me just go ahead and wrap it all the way around like so. It's perfect snuggly wrap. Either my teeth are gonna hurt or this might just be the best invention ever. Apparently this is too much work for some people because somebody said you could always do something easy, like wrap it in the fruit roll-up, then toss it into the freezer. I guess that would be true. Then it wouldn't be tanghulu. But now let's skewer it up. Somebody else said if you freeze the fruit roll-ups, that would be even better. Then you wouldn't be able to wrap it around the grape. So I'm thinking we're gonna try the binghulu, which is the fruit that's already frozen. Now we wrap it with the fruit roll-ups. And now this is a mashup of the fruit roll-ups rolled up with the ice cream and the frozen grapes rolled up in the sour powder all in one. But will this one tanghulu and will this one tanghulu? Now let's add our sugar and water to a pan, bring it to a boil until it's nice, thick, and syrupy. I'm gonna stir it once and then I have to leave it alone. And once the temperature of this gets to 300 degrees, I'm gonna tilt the pan over. Let's dip our regular fruit roll-up grape and coat our grapes into that syrupy sugar and then immediately dunk it into ice cold water. The fruit roll-up is actually melting into the sugar, so let's dunk it really fast. Let me dry it off in this cup. And now let's try our frozen one. Maybe the frozen grapes will keep the fruit roll-ups from transferring. And while we're at it, let's try the plain frozen grapes. I don't think I need to dunk this into the ice bath because it's already hardening, but just for good measure. And here's level 1, level 2, and level 3 of our tanghulu. Let's try his tanghulu hack. Oh, I just almost pulled my teeth out. I think something about the fruit roll-up with the sugar kind of melted into each other and now it's just like a big chewy mess. I candy coated my candy. Let's try our frozen grape roll-up tanghulu. We have a crunch all the way around. But does the fruit roll-up actually make your tanghulu better? Why complicate something that's already good? This grape one was the best one. And this grapefruit roll-up tanghulu hack goes straight to the graveyard. But keep watching to see which hack will move on to the championship round, which will be coming up later this year. Next up, we're doing a rice paper ramen hack and turning them into dumplings. First off, we're gonna cook our buldak carbonara. It's the only buldak that I can actually stand. Into some boiling water, I'm gonna drop this brick in for 5 minutes. Ramen cooking hack. After a minute, flip it over so it cooks evenly. Okay, our ramen's all cooked and drained. Now I'm gonna dump it into a bowl and then we're gonna add our seasoning. Cheese powder. Spicy sauce. I'm just gonna do a few drops. And somebody validated me by saying, okay, but literally I can only add like 3 to 5 drops of the sauce. Same. That's enough just for color. Okay, now let's build our dumpling. She takes her rice paper and says to dip it into cold water so it's not mushy. It's supposed to get nice and pliable like this. Then she adds a nice layer of cheese, some ramen, a little bit more cheese, and then folds it up into a little dumpling. Okay, I'm gonna do this kind of like a burrito. Fold the inside in. Oh no, it's so sticky. Okay, the sides go in and then we fold. Ta-da! It's a cute little parcel. Somebody said they don't like it when I say somebody says. So this other comment said somehow that just doesn't hit the same. A layer of fried egg would be amazing too. Look what I have. Let's try that. Oh yeah. And while we're at it, I've seen some other people add some green onions into it. We must top it with more cheese. Oh man. It's a little bit too big to fold it up like the other one. So let me try to push it down. It's more like a ramen-rito now than a ramen dumpling. But we got it. So now into a pan, she sprays it with some oil, but someone said it's crispy in the room with us, so I gotta make sure I pour actual oil. Let's get it nice and hot, and then we're gonna sear each side until it's nice and golden brown. Whoa, it's kind of crispy looking, but not exactly golden brown. Whoa. I think this looks decently crispy. Let's do a little ASMR test. Oh yeah, that's crispy. This is so hot, hopefully it doesn't burn my fingers or my mouth. I don't know what's worse, the heat from the dumpling or the heat from the ramen. But it's spicy and hot, but it's good. But now let's try our experiment. This isn't a rice paper dumpling, it's an egg roll. I think you guys just helped me create a new hack for this because 10 out of 10 with the egg and the green onions, it tastes so much better than this alone. This is my new breakfast burrito hack right here. According to this TikTok, he says you can fry with salt instead of oil. Now that seems a little bit too good to be true and far-fetched. I have to try this. But all you have to do is pour in your salt into a pan and let it come to 300 degrees where it gets nice and golden brown, because apparently that's when it's the right temperature to fry your food. I'm just using table salt. I have so many questions, like once it turns brown, are you able to reuse it like the way you can reuse oil to fry? What happens to this salt? Can you eat it afterwards? Ooh, the bottom is starting to turn a little bit yellow. It looks like sand. 296, 302. We're there. I hear like popping noises in here, so I don't know. Is he gaslighting us or is this actually gonna work? We're gonna try to make rice paper chips because we know that rice paper does get crispy. Whoa! Wait! Are you kidding me? I gotta bury this under the sand completely. This is crazy. Is this what they mean when they call it a salt burn? Oh my goodness. Fried and seasoned. I wonder if it's just super duper salty. And yes, it does burn. That's crazy. But wait, I have to try one more thing. Will salt also pop corn? Let me shake it around. Oh my God. What? This is the coolest hack I've ever tried. Okay. Okay, you gotta chill. But now we're probably all wondering the same thing. Is it just super salty? It doesn't even taste salty at all. There was nothing for this to cling on to the seasoning, so it just tastes like plain rice chips. Popcorn? Also no flavor. I thought we were just trading up high cholesterol for high blood pressure, but apparently this doesn't get salty at all, and this hack gets 10 out of 10. What else can I salt fry? There's this TikTok going around where you're supposed to be able to change the color of your watermelon from red to purple with some blue juice. I feel like we're getting gaslit again, but I thought I'd try it anyways. I thought I'd make our watermelon glittery and pretty because the last time I used the blue Powerade, I made it into a sunset. So we're gonna add some fairy dust to it. I'm going for gold and silver. I think we need a lot more. Sparkly, pretty. Okay, now we can continue on with the experiment. Somehow his watermelon turned blue, but somebody said, isn't it supposed to turn purple when you mix red and blue? Okay, I'm gonna cut out a hole for our bottle. If it doesn't add color to it, it may just explode because of how juicy it is. Perfect cut. Let's scoop some meat out. This watermelon is so watery, maybe once this liquid goes in, it'll distribute and will turn purple. Glittery purple. So now he flips his bottle over into this hole and just lets it percolate and penetrate into the watermelon for a few hours. Oh, it already does look kind of purple in there, but I actually have to let it slowly percolate and then close it completely. So let me flip it over, kind of like a hat, and then we flip. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, okay, now it's gonna slowly drip into the bottle. Phew! And we're gonna let this sit for about an hour. Now this next hack looks so satisfying and good, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get my hands on a soft serve. So let's go to McDonald's. You guys know how I love testing things. Recipes, hacks, random gadgets, basically anything that looks like it's too good to be true. Hi, can I please get a large Fanta, orange Fanta, and a soft serve cone? A soft serve cone? Yeah, of course. They actually... That's all, thank you. They actually have our soft serve cone. It's not too good to be true. Hi. Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, I just found a site that basically pays you to do the same thing. It's called Free Cash, and you can earn money just by trying out their apps, services, or playing games. How it works is companies pay Free Cash to get real people to test their apps, their games, and you get a share of that just for trying them. What's super cool is some offers even include big names like TikTok, Netflix, because I definitely did not expect this either. As you complete the tasks, you can move up through different levels in the app and earn coins for hitting those milestones. Then you can cash out with PayPal or with gift cards to places like Amazon, Apple, or even Sephora. I'll probably spend mine on a new gadget or something, but here's another secret hack. If you invest a little bit in the games or the app that you're testing, like buying something small inside the app, you often get rewards back on free cash. So it's kind of like a cashback system just for playing and testing games. So if you're like me and you love trying random stuff just to see what happens, check out freecash.com or click the link in the description box below. Now, if only my recipe testing earns coins this fast. Let's try this hack. Let's open this up. Hopefully there's room. Oh, it's supposed to get all foamy. They must have hooked me up because this soft serve is not even falling inside, but it is getting foamy. Okay, so I had to dump some out, so now I'm gonna try to make this soft serve fall into the Fanta. Let's make it wiggle wiggle and shake. Ooh, it's actually turned. Whoa, they hooked it up. Now this is like an Italian cream soda. I'm gonna have to get my car cleaned. Let's get the foamy bits. It does taste like a creamsicle, but is this mess worth it? Don't do it in the car, and if you're lucky enough to find soft serve at a McDonald's, this gets 9 out of 10. I saw this girl on TikTok pour out a can of Coke that turned out to be matcha. I don't know if it's an Asian thing, but my intrusive thoughts won, and we're gonna try to make Coke matcha. And apparently Coke matcha is a thing because I saw this other creator ask, have you ever wondered what Coke and matcha tastes like? Yes, I have, and now I must try. So into my glass bowl, we're gonna add a nice scoop of matcha. Then I'm gonna pour in a little bit of water, whisk it up. Let's get it nice and frothy. Okay, now she pours the Coke into a glass with ice. Somebody said, oh my god, that combo looks so gross. Well, somebody else said, I've seen matcha sodas before and it looks interesting. Whoa. The matcha literally just sits on top of the Coke. Let's create some matcha foam. I don't know, but my matcha Coke became this murky mud color. Do you guys think it's gonna be good? Matcha Coke. Matchoke. Hope I don't choke. It's not bad. I don't really taste the matcha. It's mostly Coke that overpowers everything, but it has like a nice fizz and I'm probably gonna get a good caffeine buzz, but this hack probably gets 6 out of 10. I should try it with Sprite next time. Apparently, this creator learned this hack from an Italian grandmother and she's never gonna cook egg with oil again. Sounds a little too good to be true, but all she does is take a freshly cut cucumber and she swirls it around her pan to create a barrier instead of using oil. Let's try it. But a freshly cut cucumber does have these like little beady juices that come out of it. It's pretty sticky. So maybe this is what helps. The question is, does she do it while it's hot or when it's cold? I don't know. I do see some residue on the pan. It looks pretty slick. I'm gonna do another layer just for good measure. Now let's crack our egg. As soon as it hit the pan, the whites did bubble up and I do see a little bit of separation, kind of like a cheese skirt with the egg whites. Somebody said, bro, an Italian grandmother would never replace oil with anything. Be for real. If it does end up working though, I'm gonna season it with a little bit of tahini just to flavor my egg up. Okay, the edges are nice and brown. Let's see if we can get this out. Oh, it's kind of crispy actually. What? Okay, wait. What? No way! Whoa! Wait, look at the bottom. It's like crispy. Look at that! Whoa, I am impressed. But before we get too excited, somebody had a good point and said, girl, it's the non-stick pan that you're using. Somebody else said, do it on a stainless steel pan and then I'll be convinced. Honestly, me too, so let's try it. Okay, let's warm this pan up real quick. I wonder if I have to freshly cut this again. Let me do that. Ooh, whoa, my cucumber is smoking. I'm gonna crack my egg in, and if it sticks to the pan, I'm gonna cry. You know how hard it is to clean an egg off of stainless steel? Okay, so we don't get a sizzle like we do with normal oil, but I do see the egg whites bubbling up again. And this little small drop is developing that crust. And the egg whites do appear to be bubbling because of the heat. So maybe this might work, honestly. I think the stainless steel is getting so hot that the bottom looks like it's actually burning. So let me try to scrape this off. Wait a minute. Oh no, no. Not only is it sticking, it's burnt. Somebody owes me a new pan and an egg. This hack goes to the graveyard. 1 out of 10. Our next hack says America. Family size Oreos is not what you think. It is not the size of the package. He says it means something completely different. And I don't know why nobody has ever told me about this hack. Apparently, family size means the size of this Oreo when you put it into a cup. Cover it up with just enough milk. Okay, that looks good. I've seen people transform Oreo into some gnarly things before, so maybe this might work. Okay, now we have to put this in the microwave for 45 seconds. Somebody said, I've been eating these for 50 years and had no idea. Somebody else said, I ruined 3 Oreos trying this hack. Let's hope this works. It turned to mush. That wasn't a hack, that was rage bait. And I should have listened to this comment when she said, but isn't that just a cakester? He's being a trickster. This hack goes to the hack graveyard, 0 out of 10. But I have seen people transform Oreos into an actual cake. So let's see if that one works. This creator is wearing a chef's jacket, so hopefully he's a little more legit. But he starts by putting 4 Oreos into a sandwich bag. He smashes it up until it's nice and crumbly, adds it into a mug. Okay, now he pours in 3 tablespoons of milk and then stirs it up with a fork. It looks like mush again. I've made an Oreo cake before, but I've had to add flour, sugar, and a little baking soda for it to turn out. This 2-ingredient one might look a little too good to be true, but let's pop it into the microwave, he says, for 90 seconds. No way! We have what looks like a cake. Let's crack it open. Is it kind of like a lava cake? What? That's insane! Now this is an Oreo cakester. So chocolatey. This Oreo cake hack gets 9 out of 10. But is it gonna be the best hack of the video? This is supposed to be the best snack hack for these cuties to turn them into sorbet. Apparently, all you have to do is throw them into the freezer and wait 6 hours until they're completely frozen. All right, it is completely frozen. And once it's rock hard like this, you're supposed to run it under warm water just to thaw it a little bit. I don't know how long she held it under warm water for because it still feels rock hard and I'm not sure how I'm gonna cut through this. But then she takes this butter paddle knife that's serrated. Somebody said, what is that knife? It looks so cool. The closest I can find in my kitchen is this one and I hope it cuts through. Oh! Surprisingly, it's very easy to cut. Okay, I spoke too soon because the middle is not budging. Somebody said you should just cut it before freezing it. Ta-da! But now she pushes the orange wedges inside out and puts it straight into her mouth. Somebody said I have a cold tooth just watching this. Well, I have cold fingers just doing this. Oh man, this is gonna make my teeth hurt. Here goes nothing. Let's see if it's sorbet. Oh! Ow! Ow, my teeth hurts! Yeah, I'm gonna stick to the regular kind and this hack gets 3 out of 10. Off to the graveyard it goes. And now we have what looks like the easiest chocolate cake hack. He starts off with the bread like this and then he takes a piece of chocolate, sticks it in the corner, then he folds it over diagonally. My piece of bread might be a little too thick. But then he takes a cup and just crimps it out kind of like a dumpling. I hope my cup is sharp enough to cut through this bread. Let's give it a quick twist. Oh, I think it's stuck. Here we go. Oh man, my chocolate is too big. Didn't quite crimp through. Let's try this again. Okay, let me stick it right in the middle so that we give it enough room. And then I gotta put my cup a little bit further so we're not touching the chocolate. Okay, let's do it hard. And squeeze and we're out. Yes. It's like an, it won't stick. I don't know what's going on because 100% this would have worked with an Uncrustable. Am I gonna have to go through the entire package of bread just to make this work? I've got a softer and thinner bread. Let's get our chocolate. Hopefully this will work. They say 3rd time's the charm. Let's see if this is actually the case. Are you gonna stick? Are you gonna stick? Okay, I think it's stuck. Now let's cook it up. I had to try so hard to at least get this far because somebody said this is the only good thing they've ever seen on TikTok. Really though? But now he places it into a pan and heats it up. Now the question is, for how long and how do I get it nice and melty without it burning? He had to have put a lid on it. Okay, this looks to be done. Let's put it aside. But somebody said, I can't support a recipe that wastes 1/3 of the product. Somebody else said, that's wasteful. But who said anything about waste? Let me show you another hack. I'm gonna add butter to my pan, plop our cutout bread down. I like to smush it and swish it around in butter. Plop down a little bit of cheese for a little cheese blanket. For our egg. That's a hole-in-one. Let me salt and pepper this real quick. I'm gonna add some extra cheese on top. And now if you can't decide between sweet or savory for breakfast, you can have both. A 2-in-1 deal is better than a hole-in-one. I'm more of a savory gal myself, so let's get this egg. Who doesn't love a runny egg? Now let's see our chocolate cake dumpling. Oh, the chocolate is so nice and melty. It just oozes out. The bread probably feels a little crispier than I would like my cake texture to be, but let's just call it a dumpling then. Oh yeah. We almost didn't get to this deliciousness because of the bread, but the effort was well worth it. And I'm gonna say this hack gets 9 out of 10. Okay, I didn't think this was gonna work, but the whole bottle ended up percolating into the watermelon. It did spill over a little bit, but I cleaned it up. So let's see if it actually changed color. No way. Okay, the liquid is spilling out. Oh man, I should have known that was gonna happen. Okay, you guys ready for this? How did red and blue turn yellow? And it also says to smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to do that. But let me show you what really happened. I did leave it for a good while, and let's just say the liquid all just ended up spilling out on top of the hole. And while it did change color a tiny little bit and glitterify our watermelon, that hack is a total joke and we got scammed. But I'm still gonna give it a 5 out of 10 because this was really fun. Be sure to check out Free Cash, and if you like this video, go watch me test more TikTok food hacks.